We have Kenan Song versus Kevin Jousset. um, Song,
Let's go
he
with
is
Juice.
Jousset. Yeah, I mean that sounds way
Juice
better.
for the juice.
Kind of like that Juicy Smollett guy. Um, yeah, that's a funny one. So Kenan Song, he's 21-7. He is 3-2 in his last five. He's coming off a decision victory as a pretty decent sized dog against Rolando Bedoya. 33 years old. He's fighting against Kevin Jousset, 9-2. He is 4-1 in his last five, coming off of that submission victory over Kiefer Crosby, 30 years old. Um, Jousset will be the larger fighter here in terms of the frame. He's 6'2" compared to 6 foot for Song, and then he has a 4.5 reach advantage over Song as well. Odds for this fight right now, and it's kind of decently priced, I think, in my opinion. Kevin opened up at a minus 225, and he was instantly bet to minus 170. Then has kind of been in that range ever since. He's right now minus 160. Um, Gerard, what do you think about this fight? I'll let you go off and start off the main card here between Song and Jousset.
So Juice, he has a very good size for this
Yeah,
division, and I think he's well rounded. He can be hittable though, and I just think he has more ways to win here against Kenan Song, and I think for sure he definitely has the better IQ, fight
okay.
IQ here, and look for the right positions and winning positions in a fight. And I think Kenan Song just kind of drops the ball in opportunities that he has to, instead of clinching, just stay striking, and instead of striking, clinch when you're hurt. Um, the way I see this, I think this is more of a, even though Kenan Song, he's had some good competition. He faced the likes of Ian Gary and even hurt Ian Gary and these other UFC caliber fighters. I think that even with that experience, he hasn't shown that his IQ has gone up at all. And he did look, he could have looked better against Rolando Bedoya, but he he could have lost the decision there if he was constantly just waiting and waiting and having low volume against Bedoya, who might be even on the lighter side in the division. And I think that yeah, Kenan Song might be closer to a puncher's chance in this fight because Kevin Jousset, I think he has all aspects of MMA um, situated. He's solid in grappling and striking. He may be hittable a little bit with his hands low in the stand up, but I still think that he'll have the game plan to the winning game plan and being able to stick to a game plan than much better than Kenan Song would. So for that reason, I'm going with the who I believe will be the much poised and smarter fighter in this one, and I'm going with Kevin Jousset. And that's a medium to high confidence for me.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, Song is a pretty powerful striker. I think he throws pretty heavy shots. He has one-shot KO capabilities. He has little to no takedown defense, but he works his way back up. He displayed, like you mentioned, some low IQ in his fighting in the last few fights, especially in that Ian Gary fight where had Ian hurt and then decided to grapple for some reason. Something that is a red flag. Song was also pretty susceptible to leg kicks and calf kicks. I mean, in his last fight against Rolando Bedoya, he was eating a lot of those shots. He started off gauging and trying to make reads, and that caused them to lose round one. In rounds two and three, though, in that Bedoya fight, he was able to counter Bedoya and use a jab and an overhand to drop Bedoya at one point and win the fight 29-28. I don't know if that's the best recipe for success because, it's basically you're kind of especially in his low kind of volume striking style too, right? You're basically trying to wait for a round and making reads, and then you could have just lost that round right there. He also absorbs a lot of damage and strikes as well while trying to make reads. Even if he's pumping out some volume, I think that it's just bad optics because it's kind of like getting hit a lot, waiting for the fight to come, and then waiting for rounds 2 and 3 to really make your move. Um, I think that in this fight, Kevin is going to be the bigger fighter here, but he's going to probably be the slower striker and fighter overall. He has a background in judo, but I think that about a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, he moved to city kickboxing to improve his striking. So, shows you that he is pretty serious about his career because he came through as pretty much a judoka and then moved to city kickboxing, trying to improve his striking. So, I think he's pretty set on this as a career path. He does have a decent jab and a low calf kick, which he displayed in his last fight where he beat Kiefer Crosby, who's another debuting fighter. So it's kind of a debut fighter versus debut fighter. Uh, I think that that's going to be pretty prevalent in this fight just because Song was eating a lot of leg calf kicks in his fight against Rolando. And I could see Kevin doing the same thing here. Kevin doesn't have the best head movement though, so that could be a big issue, I think, on the feet with the power and the counter shots coming from Song. I mean, I could see Kevin just walking into or eating a overhand from Song. So um, just because that you alluded to, I mean, Kevin does have more of a path to success here to win the fight. I think that he could win either by KO or decision, and that's going to be my pick. But I would lean towards passing on this fight because I could just see Song sparking him with his bad head movement at any point. And Song does have the one shot KO capabilities. So pick here is Kevin, but I will pass on this fight and we'll just move on to the next fight here.